I'm Susan Odell. Welcome to the Foodell Kitchen. When you're cooking with chicken, most of the time you're probably going to buy the parts that you want to use, either the thighs or the legs or the breasts. But occasionally you're going to be faced with the entire beast, and you need to know how to cut it up. We're going to cut it today, and this method works for cooked chicken as well as raw chicken. It even translates well into turkey. So let's just have a look at how to take it all apart and get it down to its individual components. When you buy a whole chicken or a whole turkey, it's going to look something like this. The wings are going to be tucked behind the head. The legs are tucked in together, usually just through a little extra piece of skin. Sometimes, check inside, there's a little goodie bag with some of the innards. So you want to make sure that that's in there or not in there, and you want to either take it out and discard it or use it for cooking later. Now let's have a look at cutting it. So we're going to cut the leg and the thigh off all in one piece. As it bends down and away from the body, you just want to use the tip of your knife, and I'm using a boning knife, a nice long knife with a narrow tip on the end. It helps me get inside the bony area. So just break it apart and cut through any extra fat. And as it comes away from the body, you're going to start to see just a regular line, a line that attaches the thigh directly to the body. Once you get down near the body, you can see there's a joint right here, and that will pop right off. Again, use your knife and work it in there, and just use your knife to let you feel exactly where the bones are versus where the skin and the meat are, and cut it away. So your thigh and your drumstick are attached by a little tendon or a joint, and if you can reach your finger in there, you feel a little ball and socket joint, and if you can cut directly through there, it should cut pretty easily, just like that. So now you've got your nice drumstick and a beautiful thigh. If you want, you can take the skin off or just leave it on for cooking. So these you would consider your wings of the chicken. If you're going to do barbecued hot wings or something, then you're going to want to save those and cut them and cook with them. And again, you just want to find the joint, just like we did for the thigh and the drumstick, but always trim off this little end bit. This is your wing tip, and it just has a tendency to burn. So just discard those. When you find your joint here, it's just like an elbow joint, and you're just going to cut right through it. And there's your little chicken wing. Okay, so to remove the breasts from the bone, I'm going to find my center bone, which is right along here. I'm going to use my knife to cut that skin open. Now, you really need this long-tipped knife here because you're going to find this breastbone, and you're just going to use the breastbone as a guide, and you're going to follow that bone all the way down. You want to get as much meat off as you can, first on one side and then the other. Now up here you've got your wishbone that kind of goes in a V, and you can just cut around that as well. Let the tip of your knife be your guide. Whenever you feel bone, you'll just move your knife inward a little bit towards the meat. Just keep cutting away. Take your time. There's no rush. The more you rush it, the more meat you're going to leave on the bone. There we go. Nice breast meat. You can cut that in half again if you like. And you are ready to start cooking that. So now you can see you've got this bone exposed on this side. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to go down the other side of the bone to remove the second breast. Just scrape the tip of your knife along the bone. Take your time. Try and get as much meat as possible. And you get your second breast. Buying a whole chicken has a couple of advantages. Number one, it's cheaper. It's a lot cheaper to do it yourself than it is to pay a butcher to cut up the chicken for you. And the second thing is you get the nice carcass after you've taken all the parts off the chicken that you want to eat. And the carcass is great for making chicken stock if you like to do that, or even just a really nice chicken soup. Just add it to some water, boil it on the stove with some vegetables, and you'll have a delicious, healthy, protein-filled broth. Bon appetit. As you get closer to the body, you're going to find a joint and the chicken leg should just pop out.